And you tune into the Black Fire Radio. And you listen to Massive Wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you tune into the Pan African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joey, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. And Toronto to the no respected legends. Big up, massive.
Body's too bad, you know. I just can't get enough. I might overdose on love. You give me more than enough. Give me more than enough. Love us to get to my baby, papa. It's a holiday for my baby, oh, papa. No work today. You're right to do this. No work today. Go down, make a rock you, yeah. Owó ti dé jẹ́ ká gbé làbídà ló bá gbé. Ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ máa ti ṣe ló bá gbé. Owó ti dé jẹ́ ká gbé làbídà ló bá gbé. Ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ máa ti ṣe ló bá gbé. Nobody too bad, you know. I just can't get that's all I do. Take over my world, oh, give it to you. Oh, shady oh my baby, shady on. Simeon shady oh my baby, shady on. Oh, what's the day? Take a day, la vida, lo bang. Oh, just the bed, man, TJ, lo bang. Oh, what's the day? Take a day, la vida, lo bang. Oh, just the bed, man, TJ, lo bang. Baby, you bad,
Yes, Karibuni sana. You guys are doing amazing. Good afternoon, all the way from the 254. And of course, hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. Whether your week has been fantastic, to the weekend. And of course, welcome to yet another beautiful discussion right here on the media of the 21st century, the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. 48 minutes past the top of the hour. That's the time right here in the 254, 12 minutes literally. And a quick shout out to Sister Sinovia, who is live with us straight all the way from where she's listening from. And of course, that is through Instagram. I love to see the way you are connected on every platform right now. You're on TikTok, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram. Come on. Joao Mosquito is doing an amazing job. He's been a good teacher. And also Keith, because these two people are always the ones who are always like literally everywhere. You find that they're live on every
I'm never on Instagram though. I'm never on that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the one I'm not on.
That's true. But shout out to Robert Williams, who's also tuned in through TikTok. Hope you're doing amazing. Shout out to Yobra and to everyone who's also listening through that is Twitter, YouTube, and also Facebook. Hope you guys are doing amazing. And Rumble as well, and on the show page. In case you're on the radio, remember to pin your comments. That is
Robert's on TikTok now too.
Yeah, he's been on TikTok for a
while. I didn't know. Okay, calm down.
Keep up, I told you to keep up. People have been on TikTok, but Karibuni Sara family. Hope you guys are doing amazing. And welcome to the Pan-African Bliss Show, where we shall be focusing our conversation on Niger, where the nation has declared a curfew. This is comes after a jailbreak where the jihadists who are being held, they have managed to escape. And of course, you know what this means to the country, the danger it poses to the country. And we've seen how hardworking the junta has managed to actually being able to deal with the situation one step at a time, trying to bring back peace and security back into the country. But we can see the other side of the world, they're looking for ways, because I believe this is something that has just not happened by incident. This is very well planned. These, of course, we shall be reading the article and see what really took place, what happened, where and where. And I believe this is something that has not just happened by an incident or as a coincidence. But on this other end, we also talk about Nigeria, where with the EU, they are dealing with the so-called rumors of the LGBTQ rights in the country. And on this other end, also Burkina Faso has actually said it's going to ban homosexual acts in the country. And we know when we talk about this, what this agenda it is all about. Yesterday, rather the other day, we're talking about Agenda 2030. And if you take a look of some of the agendas, this is it literally. The population, where
Lord.
also it's because it comes with depopulation. That is actually something that people don't talk about. LGBTQ pushes people to more suicidal cases, because we've seen most of the people end up killing themselves and all that. But so much, which also comes with the lack of cost or reduction of production of children
Birth
and
rate.
all what they're, yeah, but the birth rate, which is what they're trying to control, and much more what is also coming from other parts of the African continent. Shall talk about UN reports on the world population peak and what this means, as well as you can see also these other agendas. We shall also talk about the Fire, the Senegalese president, and how he's managed to do a couple of things within the first 100 days in the office, which he had promised to do, and much more coming from the African continent. So karibuni sana, do enjoy the show. Shout out to Cassius Williams, who's also in the building. Hope you're doing amazing. This is still by Adenkule Gold, and the name of the jam is Sina, and featuring the wife, that is Simi. Hope you guys get to enjoy.
Don't make it easy, girl.
And you're chilling to
To stay away
Black
from
Fire
home.
Radio. And you're listening to
Shiba, oh, Shiba, girl, you make me sin out. Shiba, oh, Shiba, no make me pull the trigger. Never say never, no, I can do whatever. Shiba, oh.
Yes, we'll be sharing a quote of the day. So in case you have anything positive, kindly come through with it. Shout out to Sister Sinovia. She says hello to you, Keith.
How you doing, Synovia? Good morning. My beautiful African queen. Hopefully you're good in Atlanta. Hope things is good to you, sister.
And feel my lips burning, losing composure. Can't feel my face drowning. Seems so irrational. Ready to risk it all. If I can have you, nobody can. Tell me how can I get my mind off you? Oh Shiva, I cannot take my hands off you. Tell me how I cannot get my eyes off you. Oh, yeah. Shiba, oh Shiba, girl, you make me sin out. Shiba, oh Shiba, no make me pull the trigger. Never say never, no I can do whatever. Shiba, oh.
Yes, and of course, Karibuni Sana, that is Adenkule Gold with Sina, one of my favorite jams. I love Adenkule Gold songs, actually, all of them. I don't think there's a jam I wouldn't vibe unto of him. But Karibuni Sana, as we get started, my quote of the day from me is all about revolution, and it talks about the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. And that is
Exactly.
I feel like that is what African people for so long with the fear we can see, like Museveni, what he's doing, jailing people 6 years for just talking about him and his Captain Crunch and the wife. When you talk about also the Equatorial Guinea president, about him driving Ferraris and the son being caught up in crimes, you are the bad guy. But another quote that I was reading also the other day, it was saying that the government for so long has been the one talking about and pointing who's the bad guy, but it's the high time we the people, or it's actually the best time when revolution calls out on the bad guy. For the longest time, it's always the government telling you this the bad guy. But when revolution decides to say who's the bad guy, then the tables turn, and that is what we can see actually happening today in Africa. And the threat is so real on to the people who have been having this power for so long. They are so threatened because they know it is real. They know it is so real. It is so in their faces. It is happening day by day, and it is Africa taking back what is basically and finally theirs. But of course, as we get started with the conversation of the day, I want to start with Burkina Faso, some positive news. And once again, karibuni sana in case you're just tuning in through Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. If this is your first time, kindly do subscribe, follow us on our platform you are on. And I'd love to urge you to also download our app, which is very easy to find on the Google Play Store. And one thing I love about Black Fire Network app is that you can listen as you do your things on your phone. You know, you don't need to do actually, you all you need is just log out one time, because it requests you to log out 2 times if you want to done, if you don't want to completely listen. But log out one time, then stream throughout the whole day all the shows, and I promise you you'll enjoy. You will get to enjoy. Shout out to King Cairo. Thank you so much for tapping the screen, and welcome to the conversation. Yes, so Burkina Faso, as our brother, that is Ibrahim Tairoy, has banned homosexuality acts in the country. And we've been seeing, of course, since last year, although for the past few years, I'd say since Obama, we've seen African countries receiving requests of, like, you can, F each other and allow monkeypox to spread all around. It doesn't matter. We're going to bring the VSCCINEs of monkeypox. You don't worry about it, because that is how they come up with the solutions every time. They bring diseases, then at the end of the day, they also come up with the solution. And the solution is the end game of you. It is that is the crazy part that we don't really, or African people, we've never gotten to understand. But the same Burkina Faso military junta has announced a ban on homosexual acts, making it the latest African state to crack down on same-sex relation despite strong opposition from Western powers.
Wow. Something from Western power. Man, so what? Nobody tell you. Any five white people try to tell you what to do. You do what they want to do in your country. What we do in Africa? This is our business. This is our culture. Respect our culture. We're not telling you not to be homosexual in your country. Do that. That's your choice. Nobody tell you not to do it in your countries. Don't tell us what to do in ours.
So they're saying that homosexuality was frowned upon in the socially conservative West African state, but it has never been outlawed. Justice Minister Edson Rodija Bayala said that the junta's cabinet had now approved legislation to make it a punishable offense, but he did not give further details.
They never had to make it a law because it's never been African culture. See, get that West East African shit. There's no border, so African people never practiced that. That wasn't our culture. Wasn't. That's why we're the most beaten against. So now that you push this on us, we have to make laws to make sure hey, it's unacceptable here. If you want to do it in your country, cool. We accept that. That's your country. What you want to do in Europe and America, that's your shit. Why you think you're going to come to my house and tell me how to live in my own house? Crazy cat shit. It's arrogant and it's disrespectful.
And of course, we've seen Museveni also, of course, calling them out and openly talking about it. We know also the rules that he has passed in his country, where you're going to face, of course, long-term jail, which is 10 years. You might even end up being, there's a lot of rules that have been
only place is fast. You got a bunch of white people living at, like in South Africa or Namibia. That's it. The African culture, which is African people, we've always been against it. That's why it was so unheard of, even in the Black American community. They brought you Obama. We always were, the black people, we're backward because we don't accept it in America. The black community don't, because we're Africans. Nobody you go fly Africans. No.
Sorry. They're in that the military seized power in Burkina Faso, of course, that is in 2022, and has
how's he still a junta when his people made him president? So that whole junta talk is nonsense.
and he has pivoted towards Russia as after drastically reducing ties with former colonial power France. Homosexual acts were decriminalized in Russia, that is in 1993, but President Vladimir Putin government has been cracking down on the LGBTQ community, including banning what it calls propaganda or non-traditional sexual relations. And I do
Exactly.
remember, actually, I've seen actually today walk up to just a quote, a statement from Putin saying that he did say that homosexuals are considered as terrorists, and terrorists shall be forgiven by God. His work is to send them to him. That is what he said. That is what he said. Burkina Faso decision to outlaw homosexual relation is part of an overhaul to its marriage laws, and the new legislation, which still needs to be passed by the military-controlled parliament and signed off by junta leader Ibrahim Traoré, only recognize religion and customary marriages. Henceforth, homosexuality and associated practices will be punished by the law. And Captain Traoré took power, that is in 2022, blah blah blah. But yes, that is what all the African countries need to do. And the Burkina Faso actually happens to be among the 22 out of 54 African states where same-sex relations were not criminalized. So we need more
Yeah,
African
because
countries
I understand
acting.
because that's a big thing among French people. Understand when France went into Africa, it did all kind of barbarities. I mean,
Mm-hmm,
raping of men, all kind of wicked shit European
mm-hmm.
did, because that's
But
their
this is
culture at
mhm.
all.
This is up to Africans to recognize who they are. Just
Yeah,
recognize.
they're taking back themselves. Exactly right, Jovi.
Because you can't just adapt to cultures without questioning. Because I can see the same thing is happening in, I think it is in Cameroon, if I'm not wrong, where I can see the Cameroon president's daughter has come out to claim she's also homosexual. And,
Of course.
this is for her. She was saying she hopes that this actually becomes a law, and the people of the country will walk scot-free without being punished or being called out for anything. Like, the article just disappeared, but that is what I saw earlier today and what was happening. But on this other end, not Uganda, but Nigeria is also talking about the same discussion. Do you remember, this is the most populated country? And I'd say I've not really seen Nigeria. It's there, but it's not really there. What is really there majority is bleaching in Nigeria. Men, women, children. There's a lot of bleaching going on in
There's a lot of
Nigeria.
there's a lot of self hate too.
Mhm. So I can't say that I've seen, as much as I've seen it. I'm not gonna defend that the fact there's no homosexuality active in the country. It is there, but they're saying that the LGBTQ people already live in fear in Nigeria, where same-sex relationships are illegal, and now widespread misinformation about European Union partnership pact has uh, whipped up further hostility towards the community. The Samoa Agreement, signed by the Africa's most populous nation in June, is a cooperation deal between the EU and 79 countries from Africa, the Caribbean, and the Pacific. And the 403-page pact does not mention LGBTQ rights or same-sex relationships at all. Yet many Nigerians believe that by signing in it, the West African nation has automatically legalized same-sex relationships. So where there's smoke, there's fire, family. We do know that. And Tinubu is very capable of this. We're talking about, come on, Tinubu. It's Tinubu.
Can't do it.
He's
You never know what might spark a revolution. You can't do no shit like that, and your whole population's against it, Jovi. Might
well,
lose. That might start everything. The
well,
population is not for it.
let's continue and hear what they're saying. They said that the claims went viral last week when a piece published by Nigerian's Daily Trust newspaper falsely alleged that the agreement forced underdeveloped and developing countries to recognize LGBTQ rights as a condition for getting
Loan. Yeah,
financial and other supports from advanced societies. Even if the agreement
exactly.
referred such rights, it would still be impossible for the provisions for any international agreement signed by Nigeria to automatically result in changing the law. Nigerian lawyer Ugo Ibjo was the
Exactly.
one complaining.
Exactly. You can't just change their laws for some damn because you tell us you give me a loan, now I must accept goddamn all kind of perversions. The answer
Mm-hmm,
is no.
mm-hmm. And
You'll never
another
get that passed. I'm gonna tell you, you'll never get that law passed in Nigeria. They'll burn the country down to the ground. Then you will have a revolution. Pass that shit in Nigeria. Think you're gonna pass LGBTQ in Nigeria? Yeah, you're gonna have a revolt. Do it because Nigeria's anti. Pass that shit through there. See what happens.
well, we hope so, kid. That is what I'm gonna say. You
You
know,
can be.
I hope so.
They can try to do it. They try to do it. They'll burn the country down to the ground. They won't. You have a revolution on your hands. They will not accept that in that country. I'm telling you now. They
Mhm.
won't.
Well, we do understand that is the most populated country in Africa. It has the majority of the youths and the biggest percentage of the youth
Yep.
actually talk about it.
And, and
So,
they're over religious, Joby. You got
and yeah, yeah.
The Muslims up in the north. They're not going to accept that at all. You
Mm-hmm,
got the Christians in the south and the west. They're not going to accept that at all.
mm-hmm,
That's going to be a non-starter
mm-hmm.
at all.
So shout out to Sinovia on Instagram. You are saying trying to make same sex normal. They have always been weird. And I also see you saying I'm not surprised at Cameroon, and just saying headed over on YouTube. Okay, Karibu, I see you. Jibajaba Karibu Sana. Good day to you too. Hope you're doing amazing. You're saying that's bullying and democratic. Less than 0.5% of population deducting terms for the majority. And
Exactly.
mhm. Karibuni sana to everyone who's just tuning in. Kindly do share this amazing live. Subscribe if this is your first time.
Thanks to Novilles in both places, ain't you? You're,
Yeah,
you're, you're Instagram and on YouTube. You everywhere. You like General Mosquito.
she's doing
TikTok,
the job.
Instagram.
Yeah, that's how I was saying she's doing the job, mosquito. So shout out to
Yeah,
Nigerian. I hope they're gonna stand with their country, stand with their culture. Majority start comes with the culture, comes with your dignity, which Ibrahim Traore was talking about. Because if you try look at
right.
what he was explaining, majority of these leaders move without any dignity and do not even understand themselves, lack personality, and that is what they're trying to push now to African people, so we can look like we're confused. No,
Exactly.
not you need to identify yourself. But moving on is about Senegal. Still some positive news we've seen, of course, coming from this country, despite him being pushed by ECOWAS to try have a talk with the three currently democratic countries. You know, he's also done positive remarks on his country, that is Senegal, and we're talking about the Faye. And they're saying after 100 days at the helm of Senegal, President Boussari Diomaye Faye faces the ongoing challenge of fulfilling his campaign promises. However, he has already made his mark with some significant decisions, and among the notable reforms are those in the justice system, with proposals from the recent consultations already on his desk. And additionally, there is an announced audit of the administration, and most importantly, a reduction in prices of essential goods. These actions have started to shape his administration in early days, and that journalist Samba Di comments these efforts, stating that the first action taken are important and in this sense, I think it is necessary to commend the reforms undertaken in the justice field. I believe the report were recently submitted to the President of the Republic, and in the area of the land management, as well as the steps taken as are recommended. However, the pace of accountability is somewhat slow. Of course, you gotta give someone time for them to, Africans, the problem is also we want change so quick. That's the problem. When you see there's a possibility of things working, I feel like that is what Africans, literally majority of us, how we are. When you see there's a possibility of things working, you want it to happen all at once, to pick at once. It can't happen like that in Senegal. We gotta give him time, and which you can see already in a few hundred days is managed to fulfill a few things. He's deducted the cost of living, trying to make it very affordable. So, I mean, what are your thoughts, Keith, about that?
Huh?
What are your
I don't
thoughts
really.
regarding?
Okay, we're saying that about Senegal right now. I don't know. I gotta be like the more. I gotta see what's gonna happen. I don't. Can't say yeah or nay. I don't trust the guy now. I don't trust him. He sounds like
You don't.
he's a damn, like he's a goddamn puppet.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, yes, we're
But
gonna be seeing,
I
of
can't say
course.
nothing yet. I gotta let him. Yeah, I gotta see what's gonna do. So
Yeah, but
so
you gotta give him props where we can see it. Give props where it is very easily seen. But moving
I gotta
on.
keep my mouth shut. I don't know what's he done. I don't know what he's done yet. So I can't. All thing I know is trying to be a bootleg and try to get the Niger and Mali Bikini Faso back in that big ECOWAS. That's the only thing I know he done. Go over to France and kiss French ass. I don't know. So I don't know what he's done so far.
He reduced the cost of living. He reduced, I think, even the
Okay.
salary of most of
Okay.
the
That's a start.
ministers. Yeah, he did a couple. He's done a couple of things.
Okay. Okay, Kirby. I don't know. I ain't following that close. I apologize. I don't know what he's done.
Mhm. But moving
Thank
on
you.
is about the United Nations, which has come forth to talk about the secured billion of funds. And let's see where these are going. So, the United Nations International Organization for Migration on Thursday, which is yesterday, said it had secured billions in new funding and diversified its donor base. This follows a push to increase financial support to booster its efforts to protect migrants, reduce displacement, and expand avenues to migrate legally, which is a lie because we know these same organizations are the ones actually restricting and making it actually harder for people to move. If especially if you talk about uh, the people coming from either Africa itself, the continent, going all the way to Tunisia, through Tunisia,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mauritania,
Yeah. They don't
Libya.
want you there. Yeah.
Mhm.
You either being murdered or enslaved.
And also adding that its support comes from sources as diverse as development banks and tech giant Microsoft. That is Bill Gates nonsense.
Yeah,
And
it's
all,
Microsoft. Bill
mhm.
Gates
and
nonsense. Got that right.
mhm. And however, the agency head, whose name I won't read, said that the election worldwide are raising questions about the future support. And the good news is that they are not in their stairs financially. They are going to do better than ever. And it comes to bringing in financial resources to do the work that they are doing. This is all bullshit. This is nothing that is going to be helpful. All these funds being set aside is just to make Africans' lives more harder, especially those who are traveling and coming going all the way
All
to visit.
nonsense.
And the main reason why they're doing, the main reason actually Africans, it's crazy when you address situations while you're the main cause of the problem. You know, it is so
Yeah.
crazy. It is the psychopathic mindset behind it. You are the main reason. You are the main reason why African people keep on running away because you won't leave,
Exactly.
but you question and fake, like you really care and you don't really care. And it's
I'm not
crazy
leaving.
how again
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving Africa to you, moron.
if you try to think about it, they have put the image of Africa as a where it's supposed to be looked at
Yeah.
sympathy. We
Yeah.
deserve like
Well,
some sympathy, some sort of sympathy. If you try to think about it, we don't really really need it. We need it, but we don't really really need it. We don't need sympathy. If you think about it, we really don't need it. But that is the image they have really put through their mainstream media of number one, how the kids are, all with mucus, flies, hungry, our sewages, our hospitals, our schools. It's just a sympathetic type of images. And it is so disgusting. Well, the image people literally have of you is all you do is beg. And I want to use a very good example of a video we shared of that was last year of the Nigerian woman who was begging to the white man. And the white man sarcastically asked her, "Why are you begging? People are in your country stealing. You're right here begging." You don't want to call out on your bad leadership and you hear begging. That is the problem. And we pick that and we want to walk with that as also our image, like, hey, I have problems and I deserve help. No, you don't. I was listening. So shout out to this entrepreneur. I don't know what this guy is doing, but I picked the conversation as it was going. Every morning, personally, I listen to the radio. If I'm checking on what is happening on Blackout Fires, I listen to also the radio. So this guy was actually telling the young people, especially the African continent, how you have so much capability. You are the innovators, you are the civilization, you are everything. And it's been a minute since I had someone talk so much truth, especially on a mainstream media like that. And I was like, God damn, he's not been mic muted to talk about it. He's really not been mic muted to talk about it. He called out and told African people, stop being scared. You can do so much. You have the potential to, but the problem is that we have really greedy people, and they got to go. They got to go. They really have to. So that's why I was saying, as much as right now you can see Africa calling out on African puppets, please don't forget who the bigger enemy is. Don't forget who's using the microscope, because there's someone who's using the microscope somewhere watching you and making just a phone call. So that microscope has to be, literally, we got to get there to the microscope. Because there are people just watching whatever Ruto is doing, and the phone call is made immediately, and then we think Ruto is the bigger fish. No. As much as we're focusing on Ruto, let's focus on where, or all these African puppets, let's focus where the call is being made. Where is it coming from? Who's watching who? Because it is so much, it is too much. These people are taking data collection of Africans, using it for their own benefits and all that, but never here to help. Never here to help. So let me share this video here as we get to continue. This is a video that talks about, I think this is the Mali junta, if I'm not wrong, which talks about food security without land. And if you try to look at most of the African continents, again, the image I'm trying to say, we have that sympathetic image that has been pinned upon us, which, again, do we need it? We do need it, but we don't really need it. I'll emphasize on really, we really don't need it. Because we got so much. We have everything right here. We are the source, literally. So you don't really need to be, nobody needs to be feeling sympathy for you. Especially the white people. If it is coming from us, each other, then fine. No, any white man, because they use it for their own privilege, for their own advantage. And this is a perfect example where they talk about food security every single time in Africa. And every single summit that is always being held, there is no lack of discussion about food security in the African continent. Never. It's either development of infrastructure, development of job opportunities, roads, and all that. And food never lacks, because Africa is always on drought every single time. It never rains. And if it rains, it's flooding. I mean, when is it ever sunny in Africa? We're just having problems. Let me share this.
We have food, we have land. Now we see every time, yes, on the planet. Every time we are talking about food security in Africa, you are being told that if you are poor, you plant some skuma wikis and tomatoes behind your house. Get some sack and start doing your nonsense there. We are told that the Bill Gates will bring us technology to improve our food and enhance our food security. We are being told that GMO is the biggest solution to the African continent. Everything else that is being designed for food sovereignty want to take our minds away from land. How is it possible to talk about food security only on technology issues when we know that 99% of arable land in Kenya is under the control of the church, Catholic and Anglican church? The second one is the big
So the
politician
white
who
man, the
keeps
church, and all kind of shit
is a
stolen the
few
land.
organization. Why don't we raise the land from them first? Then we talk about food sovereignty when the land is under the popular control of the people.
Yep. So that's the video over there, which you're talking about. And that is basically, again, the image they have pinned of Africa, the continent itself. You know, if you're not begging, you're full of drought. So how can we help Africa? It will bring aid. Let's form organizations. Let's collect funds. But these funds never get to us. As they collect funds, they're also collecting lands. It's crazy. It is so crazy. But I believe the continent is waking up. We're all waking up. We're all getting to understand what is really, really happening. And Mali and Niger and Burkina Faso are a best example to be learning from. We should be actually taking the lead of these three amazing men who are showing us the way and what to do. Okay. So as we get to move on is about Mali. That was a few months ago, I think at the beginning of this year or at the beginning of this year or at late last year, at the end of last year, we witnessed some Malians who took it to the streets. And I think these were paid people who went calling out on the Mali junta to withdraw and talk about when is it going to set the date of elections. And we spoke about it, and we say that it's not the right time right now for Mali to talk about election because they have a lot to deal with. You know, you need to form a strong military. There's a lot of things you need to be kept and checked in the country for us to actually talk about elections. And I do remember, actually, shout out to the junta himself. He also did not comply to what the people demanded. But right now we can see that they're saying that he himself, that is the Mali military junta, on Wednesday said it would allow political parties and associations to resume their activities. The announcement by the Council of Ministers came 3 months after activists. Okay, let me read that again. The announcement by the Council of Ministers came 3 months after the activities were suspended, purportedly to safeguard the public order. At the same time, political parties were protesting against the military government's and decision to stay in power beyond a March 2024 deadline for returning to civilian rule. And the suspension, which came in April, days before the start of the National Dialogue for Peace in Mali, that has been battling the jihadist insurgency for over a decade. Military leaders who have been in power since 2020 justified the move, saying political parties posed a danger to the discussion of the country's political future. And despite a boycott of the dialogue by the main political parties and what remains of the opposition, the discussion went ahead with supporters of the regime. So in May, it recommended the military remain in power and for two to 5 additional years, and that the current head of the junta be allowed to run for any future presidential elections. Over the past 2 years, the junta has broken its long-standing alliance with France and its European partners and to turn to military and political towards Russia. So I think the next debate right now Mali is going to be having is when they're going to be holding their next election. I feel like that is where this debate is basically heading, you know. But I don't feel like this is still the right time to allow political parties and associations to resume their activities. This is going to bring a lot of distraction and confusion because as much as you're talking about the people being woke and supporting the junta, I don't believe everyone is woke in that country. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts regarding this? But personally, I feel like this is not the right time I feel like that is the worst mistake you can do, because we know opposition parties are not friends; they are enemies. And we're gonna see now France bringing back again funds through these oppositions. People are gonna be funded one way or another. Then they're gonna fall for the trap again, and without realizing it, we're gonna see France again taking rule back of the country. So I don't feel like this is a good move. This actually is a big red flag, and I feel like Ibrahim Traore and Niger junta should intervene on this one. They should actually talk about it, because no, I do not support it personally. I'm on a high disagreement. But shout out to Sister Sinove. She says, the devils are them and the angels are us. Shout out to you. And Jibajaba says, so why does the European ban genetically modified food but promotes it in Africa? It's to destroy and delegate the land and people. Something I also do question about Russia, because okay. But anyway, let's continue. Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense, because Russia did ban genetically modified food, right? I do remember. Let me check. I think it did. Let me see. Yeah, it did. Yeah, 358 Z-bugs. I don't know what Z-bugs are. Cultivation of genetically modified plants and the import of GE seeds expect for research purpose. Yeah, they did ban genetically modified food. But anyway, yeah, I do agree with you, Jibajaba. It is crazy when they ban it in other countries, but they want to promote it in Africa. The question goes to the African puppet and the African people. I've said this, as much as we can see this guy talking about food security without no land. We have no lands. If you try to look at most of the generations, that is one thing we've spoken about. We are still trying to get back 10 million acres sold to because of a glass of wine.
Because it's
Come on,
Jomo Kenyatta.
because
It's
of a
like
glass of wine.
his white woman, his glass of wine, and his library.
Mm-hmm.
From
So,
books he didn't even fucking read.
so I feel like it is Africans to blame, but at the same time, I don't want to blame us because we're fighting still to get the land
What are you
stolen
fighting?
from
What are you
us.
fighting now? I think you'll finally get it back because the youth are now knowing it. Yeah, that land's got to get back, and youth are not gonna want to hear it. The youth of Kenya not like the youth of South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
South Africans are cowards,
Mm-hmm.
and they love white people. They still defend white people all damn day. So fuck them. Don't cry to me about your goddamn land in South Africa, but you
Mm-hmm.
still got white dick in your mouth. So fuck you. You know we don't got no land. Listen, you hate you hate other Africans. You love to defend white people. They don't got your lands. We don't got your lands. They do, but you won't fight them. So so I don't
Well,
care. I don't care about the
I
struggle.
want to talk about South Africans because I've not seen any of them trying. I mean, there's a video I shared some time back last year of a woman. Only women put the action to it, but not all of them. So the percentage is not really that big to say
It's not
we should.
that high. And other people fought. I fought in college for they no good asses with the damn divestment movement. And they still hate on other African people. Other African people fought for your fuck ass. I fought in college to divest in South Africa. Things that helped them get free, to destroy the white people's economy back then. Because they were brutally enslaving Africans. So we were all throughout black colleges and all colleges. I didn't go to a black college, I went to Temple. So it was called the divestment movement that all young generation, the college kids my age, were all involved in divesting in South Africa.
Mhm.
Put us up, Joby. Say the divestment movement. No, yeah, say the South African, my fault, say South African divestment movement that happened in Black America. You motherfuckers never even said thank you. You want to come talk that shit? Bring us that Tyler bitch. Get out of here. You want say thank you? Say the divestment movement, and much you hate Nigeria, Nigeria also helped you, South Africa. You don't got none of that history. The white man touched none of this. Just say divestment. South
So I see
African oh, go ahead.
divestment from South Africa was the first advocate
Yeah.
in the 1960s in protests against South Africa's system of apartheid, but was not
Mm-hmm.
implemented on a significant scale until the mid 1980s.
80s and early 90s when I was in college, exactly. Run by black Americans here. Because we don't play travel. Okay? Here. We know you're African people, so we put ourselves on the line to help you raggedy niggas get free in South Africa. Or when you come talking that shit to me in TikTok, I'm going to break your back.
Yeah, so shout out to South Africans. We hope they're gonna be helped one day. One
I
day,
don't give a shit what they do. Fuck them.
I hope they're gonna be saved. You can't say that, kid. They hope they're gonna be saved. We hope so. We hope they're gonna be saved. Shout out to Jiba Jaba says South Africans dance and sing like a choreography troupe. Gen Z doesn't do that mess. Sinovia says Africans in South Africa sealed their own fate, and
That's right. How many times can we say morons? Yet other African people fight for who they hate. Believe me, they hate all the Africans now. Even African Americans, they hate all Africans. So us to shut up and mind our own business and all that okay. Motherfucker, the African continent is my business. Because you in South Africa don't mean that's not my business. Who are you talking to? So they tell you mind your own business. They vote for the same white people that oppress their ass. And they say, oh, then when shit gets worse again, oh, hey, other Africans help us. The white man is beating us upside our head. If you like it, I love it. Shut up. Stop your whining.
But as we get to the major conversation of the day is about Niger, where we have prisoners from Niger jail have escaped, and this is the prison that holds the jihadists. And of course, this is the country. These three countries, of course, are going through a lot. Mali, talking about them allowing oppositions to come back into activists, that is a red flag. Now, that is a big distraction. Come on.
Well, they're not allowing that. That's not Maui doing that, Joe. But that's the white power structure. That's the CIA and them. They want that to happen so they take control back of the country. The answer is no.
He's the one who has said that he has allowed that to happen. He's the one who has said it.
I doubt it.
Well, I've just read that a few minutes ago. That is the military junta who has allowed the opposition leaders to come back to their activists,
on the function, yeah, they can. Yeah, okay, yeah, allow them function. Who cares?
We do care, kid, because we saw that was last year. This country, remember, we had some Malians who demonstrated calling out on the date of election to be set, right? And then we talk about it was Mali. It was Mali.
Yes, Somali. Yes, that's Somalians. But so what? As you educate your people, and these people are working for the white man, and make sure you got, you don't want to be completely you don't want to have a complete dictatorship, Joey, but you want to inform your people. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. You got the right to disagree.
I disagree with you. That is you, me. That is a big distraction to the country. But on this other end, Niger, they're saying that authorities in Niger have declared a curfew in the volatile Tillaberi region after several prisoners escaped from a heavily fortified jail known to hold jihadists. The incident occurred on Thursday at Koutoukale prison located about 50 meters.
Sound like some CIA ops, some bribery, and some white man shit. That's what's going on.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The two other attempted jailbreaks at the facility in 2016 and 2019 were repelled. Niger armed forces were stretched by jihadist attacks in the west and protecting the junta, which took power in last year's coup. The ministry did not specify in its statement how many prisoners managed to escape in the latest jailbreak. However, captured Islamist fighters from groups linked to both Al Qaeda and the Islamic State. Well, this is going to be, of course, something again, another distraction in the country.
Remember, I thought it was clear about the CIA, so
So
it's not a real group.
right now, the number of civilian deaths to currently maybe occur, because this is some paid gun shit for them to free their guns to come back and continue distracting the country as it tries to maintain peace. But
That's how life's going to go to you. Really eradicate it. So
Russia is there. So let's see what's the help of Russia, by the way. Russia is there. So the fact that Niger managed to chase out now the US.
Russia ain't got enough troops there. They got a few troops. And they in this capital. That's in the northern region. Calm down, Joby. Russia ain't got a lot of troops there.
Well, at least they're there, because what is your presence right here if you're not helping? Are you just coming to sit your ass down? We're not giving you time to.
How they know it's gonna be a jailbreak in the northern region, Joby? They not even know we're up there in the northern region.
The fact it's been announced. You are set there before these situations occurred. This is for you to get prepared in case of anything that happens, for you to be ready for war. Take actions, protect, maintain peace. That is why you're there, kid. Okay? You are set there before these jailbreaks happened. So you're not gonna tell me you're waiting for.
So I know it's gonna be a jailbreak, and I'm 500 miles away. I'm gonna be 500 miles when the jailbreak happens. I'm gonna be all the way up there. Now I can go up there now and try to go find.
I don't care. If I chased out the
US
come and set up your base right here, it's for you to put up action, not for you to sit your ass down and relax. I disagree with that.
I'm not sitting there reaction. I wasn't there when the jailbreak happened.
You better bring.
I'm not nowhere near the jail.
Jihadists and bring them back into the prison. That is what you're supposed to do.
That's what I'm gonna do. I gotta have time. It just happened yesterday. You name some shit happened last night. I'm supposed to get all the juntas on. Supposed to wrap all these people up in 2 hours.
What you're trying to tell me at first is that I should not get excited just because they do not have enough troops. I don't care. Use the ones you have. The ones you have.
But then I gotta get there first. That's hours away, Joey. Hours. Mali's a big country, so I'm supposed to get. So I'm sitting in Nairobi. I'm supposed to be in Tanzania in an hour, finding the damn jihadists. That's what you're telling me? That's the distance. I'm sitting in Nairobi, but somebody breaks free in Dar es Salaam. I'm supposed to be there.
That's
getting them already.
That's impossible. But just don't tell me, don't get excited that I'm gonna save your country because I do not have enough troops. No, that is just what I'm trying to say. That is what I'm trying to say over there.
All right, let's ask Google. Say, how many troops did Russia deploy to Niger? Was that Mali and Niger? That's in Niger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Okay. How many troops did Russia deploy to Niger? Let's see. Ain't many. Maybe 100? 150?
60.
60? Toby! 60? How the fuck am I going to bring back your hottest with 60 people? Shit, hey, what? Ain't nobody there. 60. God damn. 60. Toby want me to move heaven and earth. Oh, I got 60 people there. Get out of here.
I already said Africans want things to move quickly. Didn't I say that? Where they
Yeah. You just mess up your whole argument. We need to be calm and patient. No, I want them there right now. Which one is it, Joe?
There's a way. There should be a way.
Ain't got nothing but 60 people. probably about 200, 300 people broke out that jail. You got 60 Russians. What they gonna do? 60.
Well, you win. You win on that one. You win. Jiba Jaba says many Americans went on hunger strikes for South Africa. Man, ungrateful
Yeah.
people. Is how we should call them. Ungrateful, so
Yeah.
ungrateful. Because what you come in with the audacity and the boldness of talking shit about other African people not being concerned or should not be involved or talk about what is happening. While we can see you going all the way miles back from history. What are you talking about? You can't save yourself. So we gotta talk about it for us to save you. So yeah, they are ungrateful.
Other Africans fought for them. Kenyans, Tanzanians, like Americans, like Brazilians. Everybody fought for these ungrateful bastards. They talk crazy about every other African. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn that shit.
Mm-hmm. But also Jibajaba says, Joby says, where is Ivan Draco at? What is the Ivan? Who's
that? Oh yeah, I know. Joby looking at all the movies too. Joby's a movie. Ivan Draco, Joby. Look this up. Let's go to YouTube real quick, Joby. Real quick. Say Rocky 4. Draco says to Rocky, I'm gonna bust you up. No. He says, I'm gonna knock you out. Or somebody said that was Rocky 3. That was Mr. T told me I was gonna bust him up. Draco told him that I'm going to kill you. Just say Rocky 4, scene where Draco tells Rocky, I'm going to murder you. You know who Draco is. He's a Russian. you screamed about the Russian. Draco is a Russian, Joe.
Okay.
So since you screamed about the Russians, you ever shown your character who's a Russian beating up an American? Draco beats up. This is a Draco beats up Rocky.
Okay, let me share this. I don't know if I got
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's good enough one. Either one of them is good. You know he's a Russian. It's you like, what are the Russians doing? They need to do something. What are they doing? Shit. That's what Draco doing something, knocking Rocky ass out, knocking the American out.
Comes out for round 2, dancing around. The legs appear to be still a little rubbly.
That's right. That's when he gonna kill. He gonna kill the black guy first. That's right. Draco's gonna kill Apollo Creed.
Just standing there. The Russian trying to intimidate Creed.
The Russian.
Throws the right hand to the Creed on the right for jaw. On the right
Lies though in this movie. Lies. There's no way a black man has ever been beaten and defeated on sports.
Yeah, but it's a movie. It's Draco. It's a movie, Joe. Go down. Get him out of there. You killed him.
I've never seen Apollo take so much punishment.
Throw the towel.
Creed is down. Apollo is down, and he could be badly hurt.
I'm the Russian Draco. I kill Americans.
I cannot be defeated.
Okay, Tony, get up back on there. There is no movement like
I cannot be defeated.
I defeat all bad.
I am Draco the Russian. I cannot be defeated. That's who Joby wants to go get the damn terrorist, Draco.
I can't watch that movie though. That is I can't watch that. I need me like the type of movie I was watching during the weekend,
Mad Max, Fury Road.
That's too slow for me. I can't do that one. I skip. Thank you, Juba Jabba. But anyway, family. We'll wrap it up here with the conversation of the day. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in. Shout to Top of the Top for tuning in on TikTok. You've been there since the beginning. Asante Sana. Shout to everyone who has been with us on also Instagram. Devi. Shout to Nale23 and to everyone whom I might not have mentioned. And to all our amazing silent listeners, 16 of you this morning, thank you so much for tuning in. Kindly share this amazing, conversation with your family and friends. Let them
And
stay.
Rocky, Toby said Rocky 4 is boring. It's too boring for her.
I'm not watching that. Take me, give me something a little bit quick.
All right,
I don't know.
hold on, Joby, real quick before you leave. Do this. Go, stay on YouTube real quick. You're like, say Rocky. Say Rocky 1. Just say the movie Rocky when Apollo beats Rocky. Just say that. Just say Rocky scene Apollo 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 beats Rocky. Show us that.
It's the same thing, maybe. Let me see. Sister
Show us
Michelle
that.
Carib.
Tepadali.
That one?
That's what he's friends. Supposed to be the first Rocky. That's the first Rocky. Because of say Rocky fights, say Apollo fights Rocky. The Apollo fights Rocky. There we go. Yeah, there you go, right there. Apollo knocking him out. Come on, come on, Chuck. Do some of this, Chuck. Come on, Chuck.
The champ stinging the slower challenger jabs at will. In fact, it just looks like Rocky blocking the blows with his face.
Come on, Chuck. I'm right here, Chuck. Come get some of this.
But he's really moving.
Come get some, Chuck.
Well, the champion is smiling now. He's toying with his money. He's trying to give the fans their money's worth. Because it really make a show of it. He's very outclassed challenger. He was trying to make his man make the first one. See, make him miss like that. And the champ is just taunting him now.
My guy's a champion. Champion just playing with him now.
Wait, I don't believe it. Yes, he is. Wait is down. What a surprise this is. This is the first time the champion has ever been knocked down. Boy, Delivery sitting in the town. 6, 7. Appears to be all right. Okay. Rock, go to the real. Let's go to work right now, Rock.
And trying to make him a great white hope.
Now Rocky coming back out, and he's like a bull in a china closet. He really wants it. Hollow, left to the head. Stays. All right, now the champion's coming back. He's coming off the floor now, and he's trying to put him with the heart. Another right combination into the face. That's the Apollo we know.
You're not supposed to be in here with me, chump. You're not supposed to be in here with me, chump.
Another left.
Still boring.
All right, Joey, that's it.
Still boring. I wouldn't to watch none of this, man. This would be my dad right now. You'd find him now watching all that type of, because he was also a boxer. But anyway, no. Shout out to you, Kalito. Nice to see you. Shout out to everyone. On
You're not a
Instagram.
boxer. You're knocking people out in the streets, all kind of shit.
I'm just honest, when you're the daughter, you're just born with it. You don't need to train or watch.
All right.
You're just
All right.
born with it. But anyway, family, much love. See you guys later on the Rhythm Scoop Show and on the Africa Today Show. Asanteni Sana for tuning in. Sister Michelle, Sister Sinovia, Juba Jabba. John Mosquito, I've not seen him today. I don't know where he is on London Street. I hope he is okay. Shout out to Kay Williams if you're listening. Shout out to Cages Williams. And to everyone. Big Cheese disappeared in a mini topic. John Mosquito, I just mentioned you. Karibu Sana. Hope you're doing amazing. And shout out to Top of the Top, shout out to Carlito, shout out to everyone who has been there. And thank you so much for conversating and for keeping this interesting.
Yeah, I
Thank
seen
you,
Big Cheese in like in a month. Hopefully it's okay.
Big Cheese, yeah? He always pops in and then disappears.
Yeah, it feels like months at a time. Right? Like in a month or 2 months. Hopefully it's all right.
Big Cheese is a very funny one. It could be just right here listening, taking notes, and
Yeah.
then it's gonna come boom with all the evidence. I had you, I had you. But anyway, yes, Joe Mosquito, you missed the show. Catch the replay. I was asking, why are you in the streets of London? Did someone kidnap you when you were working out? I kind of wondered, but I'm glad to
Why
see
he
you.
always showing us he going to the damn grocery store? Ask his ass that.
The grocery stores. You leave Keith alone. Do
On
it.
Instagram, this nigga's always driving to the grocery store.
That is what he likes to do, Keith. Everybody likes what they like. Come on, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody likes what they like doing. But anyway, family, much love. Asante
Ask him
sana.
what's the name. Ask him what's the name of that grocery store. He goes, that's like a big, like a Walmart. It's some kind of like Sam's Club or Walmart he went to. Had everything up in there.
Yeah. But anyway, much love. Asanke and Sanke one, thank you so much as well for tuning in. Peace. See you guys later.
What's up, family? And then I turned to his goddamn Instagram. His ass driving to the store to get something to eat.